What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. On Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, District Council 33, which represents about 9,000 of Philadelphia's municipal workers, went on strike, impacting trash pickup and other services. As I said earlier, District Council 33, or DC33, is on strike, impacting many of the city's services, including 911 dispatch, trash removal, water, and more. The strike went into effect at 12:01 a.m. July 1st, 2025, after the union and city failed to reach an agreement on a new contract. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker explained that trash pickup at the curb will not happen in the city during the strike. City officials shared a map and locations for collection centers for residents, where residents can bring their trash during the strike. Trash has piled up throughout the city since the strike began. And according to reports, the DC33 striking workers wish to receive a raise above their current annual pay of $46,000 a year. When you consider these inflationary times, $2025, that is not a lot of money, okay? Union leaders are expected to meet with city leaders on Saturday, today, July 5th, as the two sides strike to reach a contract agreement. Union leaders said that they spent Thursday working on a counter proposal to take to the negotiation table. Saturday's scheduled negotiations come one day after hip-hop legend LL Cool J and Philly R&B artist Jasmine Sullivan dropped out of the Wawa Welcome America concert on July 4th because of the strike. The Philadelphia mayor, I believe her name is Sherelle Parker, recently wrote on social media that she has no interest in caving to the demands of these striking workers because, as she puts it, the fiscal responsibility of the city comes first. So if that's the type of talk that she's having right now, this might get bad. The last time that the city of Philadelphia had a significant sanitation strike was back in 1986. That strike went 20 days. Approximately 45,000 tons of garbage piled up in the city of Philadelphia. Rats became a problem as far as overflowing in the city, and things were terrible.
Continues to pile up in Philadelphia. In the 8th day of a strike by municipal workers, the city and union leaders bargained into the early hours today before abandoning talks with no new session scheduled. City officials claim the garbage is not a health hazard. Residents, however, don't seem to agree with that analysis of the situation.
See them two cans? I had a rat come out each one of them just a minute ago.
There's maggots all over the yard from the trash.
Disgrace. Give them the money. Give them the money.
The trash piles up. Visitors to Independence Hall have another sight to remember, a garbage strike in a heat wave. And as the heat wave continues, many of Philadelphia's public swimming pools have also been shut down by the strike. Sue?
I mean, me personally, I'm all for the sanitation striking workers. I know how difficult it is. First of all, people don't really appreciate sanitation workers as it is. Many Americans take these workers for granted. I know it's just in my lifetime, people who work in sanitation or people who work in janitorial or these types of jobs, it's a tough job. You don't get paid a lot of money compared to other, jobs out there. Even amongst city jobs, sanitation workers often usually don't get paid the same amount as other city workers, right? But what they do is an essential function for society. But because of the fact that many people don't consider what they do a so-called skilled position, that's the reason why, they don't get paid what others get paid. But at the end of the day, you see how quickly society begins to deteriorate if these people are not getting paid what they want and are not performing the function that they provide, especially this time of the year when it gets warm. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Philadelphia literally stinks right now, right? And this strike is affecting their financial health right now, because you saw that concert was canceled. If there are unsanitary conditions going on in Philadelphia for too long, you're not going to have certain acts or businesses coming into the city as far as concerts and tourism and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth come through. People are not going to come in there. People are not going to want to be in a city where there's not these functions anyway. Then, of course, people, don't want to be in an environment where it smells or just, you know I'm getting that here. So at the end of the day, just pay the people the money, man. Pay the people the money that they deserve. That's all there is to it. They're not getting paid a lot of money. $46,000 a year in today's world, it's not a lot of money, man. And I also noticed that the overwhelming majority of the people who are striking are black people. So that's not I don't think that's a coincidence either. So, like I said, I'm all for the sanitation workers. Pay them the money that they want, and things will go back to normal. Because these people do a lot, man. They do a tough job, and I've never worked for the city in sanitation, but I have done those types of jobs before, and it can be a thankless job. It can. It can be a very thankless job. People don't really appreciate what you do. People can look at you in a certain way, like as if you're not. You're a different class. I put it like that. People look at you as if somehow what you're doing doesn't really matter. As long as they're somewhere in a computer chair farting up the cushion behind a desk, that job makes them, as far as society is concerned, more valuable than what you're doing. So I understand the sentiment. Okay. Since what we do don't really matter, and since you don't really respect us as far as what you're trying to pay us, then have the city fend without us. And now you see, all of a sudden, Philadelphia is reverting to Middle Ages Europe and shit. But that's how the bubonic plague passed along too. You know what I'm saying? People were throwing their garbage in the streets, and rats started building up, and the fleas that were biting the rats were the ones that was carrying that plague, and the rats were biting the people, and that's how it spread. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, obviously, but I'm just saying, trash buildup can be very, very dangerous as far as spreading potential viruses and germs. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this gets resolved soon. I don't like the way this mayor's talking. You know what I'm saying? She seems like she's like, well, I'm not going to go there, but she's like she's stubborn and not willing to be flexible or compromise. And she will be a one-term mayor if this thing goes too long. People are not going to forget these types of things. They're not. You know what I'm saying? So this goes too long. This goes 3 weeks or a month. People got to deal with a lot of the after effects of that. Nobody want to hear that shit you guys say afterward. People do not like to be, let's be honest, people do not like to be inconvenienced in their minds unnecessarily. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.